On April 12, 1861, the Civil War started in America because the Southern states started to secede from the United States right after President Abraham Lincoln came into office. Once the Civil War started, they needed a lot of soldiers to fight for the Union or the Confederacy. Most Union soldiers left their homes to fight in the South, while the Confederate soldiers almost never had to leave. When the army started to prepare for war, the first thing they needed was soldiers. Most soldiers were under the age of 21 and were very excited to join the army to fight for their side. They spent long hours doing drills and practicing marching. During training, it turned the gentle boys into tough men. The Union soldiers were poorly trained and badly organized. The Confederacy drafted men from 17 to 50. During training, they would make their soldiers stand their ground while cannons fired and bullets whizzed past their ears. Most men went to war because they were offered too much to join. Others did it for the love of their side. Some men bragged of their bravery to women. The Union soldiers most time would have to ride on a packed train to the south. On the ride, they were excited to be able to fight. Most time it took a week to go from the north to the war ground. In their free time on the train ride, they would play card games or tell stories about their past, mostly to pass the time. They would pass the time playing dominoes, cards, chess, and dice games. They mostly drank river water and never had enough milk for everyone. Once they were sent into the war, the eager, excited boys became terrified, scared men. They slept on the ground. It didn't matter if it was raining or snowing. They mostly ate small things like little pieces of fruits and meat. In their first battle, many Union soldiers deserted and hid because they didn't realize that the war would be the way it is. Some of the men who stayed in the war were even more terrified because their limbs would either be amputated or the medicine would surely kill them. The camps were depressing because all the injured or dead soldiers at the camp or the battlefield, but the older men tried to lift the spirits of the younger boys as much as they could. Sometimes soldiers would hang around picket stations, which were very popular to the young soldiers, but most of the time they would sit around and wait for orders. The life of a Civil War soldier was hard, but they fought their way through it. They stood for what they believed in and would die for their side. They went through starvation and sickness, but they always fought another fight. The end.